Welcome to another live stream, my friends. Well, guys, unfortunately, Bitcoin getting absolutely hammered into the dirt once again. I'm going to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly very quickly here. Going to be a short live stream, but guys, this move should not have come as too much of a surprise to you guys. I've been very vocal about how strong this downtrend has been. Anybody telling you that the chart is bullish literally does not understand very basic market structure. We have been setting lower lows and lower highs on this 4-hour trend for such a long time now. We literally only had on this whole trend in the last 6 weeks, you guys, I mentioned this level here. This was the only time right here where we ended up breaking some sort of a lower high, and it's only a micro one, but that was the first time in 6 full weeks that we broke any kind of micro downtrend on the 4-hour chart. And Bitcoin still wasn't able to do jack shit with that, to put it quite bluntly. And that's just a big sign of weakness, right? We ended up breaking that lower high and immediately pulled back and set a lower low. And now today we set another lower low. And you guys, I mentioned on yesterday's stream to watch out for this resistance pocket because we had this lower low when I was streaming yesterday, and also getting closer to that STUBER fib pocket. We had the MDX Trendmaster resistance coming at us on the 4-hour. Also mentioned it in the Telegram channel, you guys. Basically what I was looking for there. As I said here, I think that it's entirely possible we test a little bit higher toward our 4-hour resistance levels, basically from 92.6K up to 94.6K. So, I mean, as it stands right now, I mean, that was a beautiful entry. I unfortunately never had another entry set at my 886. My other entries were actually up in my swing fail zone, but I got my beautiful 786 entry there, and this trade has played out absolutely beautifully. And guys, there's nothing magical about that other than the fact that I was looking at very basic market structure. Like I have been saying in so many streams recently, that very basic market structure. I'm talking literally day one technical analysis of understanding higher highs and lower lows will go so much further than anything else. Everybody loves to overcomplicate things. Everyone likes to take just reaching at indicators to find some sort of a reversal sign. Everyone is so desperate to catch some sort of a reversal rather than just playing the trend, and a very obvious and strong trend that we've had for the last, like I said, about 6 weeks, and we have been all over it. So guys, if you've been just getting absolutely blindsided by the market lately, I mean, we have been all over this trend here. So if you want to see more examples, how I'm looking at very basic market structure, how I'm pulling my fibs, some of my favorite trade strategies, some of my trade setup ideas, and all that sort of stuff, do yourselves a favor and scan the QR code, get into my Telegram channel, because guys, this has been, to put it, I mean, quite simply, is and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, because I hope you guys are absolutely crushing it, and especially those of you guys who have been, you know, tuning into my live streams regularly, those of you guys in my Telegram channel, I hope you guys are absolutely crushing it, because honestly, you guys, it feels weird to say that Bitcoin has been in a very healthy trend, not to be mistaken with a bullish trend. But as far as a downtrend, this market structure has been so predictable and so healthy, just respecting it, right? As we set lower lows, we're respecting the lower highs. And guys, the last month and a half have honestly been some of the easiest trading conditions that I've experienced in Bitcoin in quite some time. And that is mostly because, as I said, you know, I'm looking at basic market structure. I'm not overcomplicating things. I'm not looking for fundamentals. I'm not looking for, you know, announcements on Twitter. I'm not looking for FOMC meeting. I'm not looking for any of that, you guys. I'm just keeping it very simple. It's so much easier to understand. A few colorful lines, I can pull up a chart and within 10 seconds kind of have an idea if it's something that I'm interested in looking for a setup or not. That's so much more simple than trying to understand how every little tweet and every announcement is going to affect the entire global economy, right? So as far as this 4-hour trend, it's been very predictable and very healthy, although it's not the direction that everybody wants, myself included, right, guys? I mean, I would love this market to go parabolic. Understand that I have spot bags that are getting hammered into the ground right now as well. So as investors, yeah, it's not great to see the price going down, but as far as traders, as long as the market's volatile like this, and it's been so freaking volatile, you guys, as far as traders, we should be very excited about this. If you consider yourself a trader and you're not excited about this price action because it's going to the downside, unfortunately, you know, the market doesn't always give us one direction, right? The market trades in both directions. And as actual traders looking at the charts and trading them, we should not care what direction that is. There is no room in this market for emotions if you're looking at trading, because I mean, guys, a lot of people unfortunately losing a lot of money in these conditions, but guys, it's like I said, just quite predictable. And guys, something else that I want to bring to your attention is that if we really zoom in, just notice how hungry for some sort of a reversal that that basically retail is, right? I'm just going to move this over just very slightly. But retail is currently over 80% long, you guys. Generally speaking, retail is not very good at controlling their emotions. They like FOMOing into positions at all the wrong times. Now, full disclosure, I think absolutely at some point we could see some sort of a bounce. But the fact that the longer time frames look so bad, we've broke so much important structure, and right on schedule for our 4-year cycle, there's so much looking very bad for the price of Bitcoin right now. And I mean, it is what it is, right? I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a bounce because, as I mentioned, we do have this little bit of a support pocket down here. I don't feel like this is it's not a STUBER fib setup that I'm really confident in. Yes, it's a 786. We could see some sort of a bounce here. We're at least getting to a support level, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a bounce. But in my opinion, the trend is absolutely cooked. We devastated this chart structure. We lost horizontal support. We lost diagonal support. Whether we're on the regular chart or the logarithmic chart, we respected this order block over a month ago. I mean, there's so much looking bad for Bitcoin. And guys, let's just look at this indicator. I know someone had asked, I think it was yesterday or day before, whatever. Basically, what's the lowest I've seen retail longs on this indicator? I actually want to talk right now about what's the highest I've seen. And currently, like I said, we're above 80% long. The last couple of times, well, basically the last time that we've had retail FOMO so strong like this was basically the start of the last bear market, right? I mean, first of all, we had the first capitulation, but then even when we got that FOMO rally and or that suckers rally, whatever you want to call it, notice that retail longs got even a little bit higher, closer to 84-85%. But when that happened, I mean, that's a big red flag that if retail has that much FOMO, basically the only times I've seen this indicator above 80, it's been a very, very big red flag. And just as long as retail is willing to long this trend and try and catch this knife to the downside, as long as retail is willing to get absolutely wrecked, there is nothing saying that this trend needs to reverse. I want to take a look at the 1 hour just to see if we can see anything more clearly on a shorter time frame. And same thing, you guys. Notice that as we got that little bit of a relief rally up here, notice we started trading sideways, and then we saw retail start building those long positions. And again, we just dumped to the downside. So yeah, eventually, you know, we're going to see a correction here. But overall, retail longs have been so much I don't want to say in control. Well, I want to say in control, but they're not in control of their emotions at all. But retail has been very long heavy for a significant amount of time, and that just gives us fuel for the fire, and we keep dropping to the downside. So we need retail traders to start shorting again. Basically, we need retail to give up on their longs finally, and once they give up, that's when we can rally again. Overall, I mean, one thing is we did have a little bit of a 5-minute structure break. If we see this low here, lower low here, notice we did actually break this lower high here, but we weren't able to really gain any sort of momentum. We're already seeing a little bit of weakness. Even though it's just a wick at this point, we are flirting with the idea of losing that new uptrend already. I mean, the bears are just so in control of this trend. So guys, as it stands right now, I mean, I guess here is my old fib that I had yesterday for you guys. Let's look for something new because we've already, or as I mentioned, we have now set a lower low, right? This was our low yesterday. We have set a lower low today. So my red line here, this is now my confirmed lower high on the trend. And that's sitting around 93.2 thousand US dollars. So the bulls basically, and we also have MDX Trendmaster resistance up here, but I would want to see the bulls be able to break 94,000 at least in any hopes of some sort of a recovery. That, or either that, or even just seeing, if we can break that red line, come back and get some sort of a STUBER retest, at least there's an opportunity there that there is some structure favoring a potential reversal. But at this point, people are so focused on trying to catch a reversal before there's any signs of bullishness. People are willing to say that we're going to go to all-time highs in Q4, and there is literally nothing in this chart that is bullish right now. The closest thing would be, yeah, we might get a bounce off this potential support on the weekly, but like I said, I don't think it would actually stick if we get it. It actually feels a lot like this structure that we had last market cycle, where, yeah, we did get a little bounce out of that 786, 886 fib pocket. We basically got to the 0.5 fib, and then it was carry on, big bear flag, bear market on, however you want to look at it. But in my opinion, that's very likely what we're going to see here, whether we go a little bit lower or we just find support where we are. But even if we get some sort of a bounce, I don't really see us getting back above 100K. This diagonal trend line could just end up flipping from support into new resistance. I mean, so far it's been respected very well. Same with on the log chart that one goes a little bit higher because it's a different scale. But same idea, that if we do get some sort of a bounce, even if it's like last market cycle where we go all the way back up to all-time highs, I think it's very likely that the trend is still over. Maybe another swing fail where we get basically the third setup fake out in a row to draw in that FOMO once again, have retail start FOMOing into a breakout, as they always love to do, and then see the price get absolutely wrecked and sent even lower. I would not be surprised to see that. But at this point, actually, I would be surprised to see that, because I really don't think that we're even going to trend that high again. Anything is possible. Obviously, I could be wrong about all this. We could absolutely go to the moon. And you know what? That's why invalidations are important. It's not like I'm trading the weekly chart, but I like to have it on my radar so I can keep an open mind about what's happening on the shorter time frames. And if it makes sense, everyone's saying everyone's saying manipulation, this, manipulation, that. Guys, manipulation does not have extremely healthy price action. Manipulation would be, we are just getting wicks all over the place where we're setting new lows, we're breaking the lower highs, we're breaking the lows, breaking the highs, just being real erratic. The fact that we are literally just, all these yellow lines here are where we've lost lower lows or created lower lows, and therefore just confirming lower highs on the trend. I erased a bunch of red lines in here just to clean things up a little bit, but there has been so many lower lows and lower highs. That is not manipulation, in my opinion. That is just, if anything, yeah, maybe market makers are pushing the price to the downside, but if you want to go that route, then every single market for the last however many decades have always been manipulated. So rather than making excuses, if you actually trade the market structure, market makers, and if you consider it manipulation, it actually makes trading significantly easier, because that's what would end up making our technicals actually show up in the charts, right? It makes things much more controlled, if anything. So just understand that, that's why I always say, and have been saying a lot in the last few weeks, that basically this, having a very strong understanding of very basic market structure, as I said, literally day one stuff, rather than overcomplicating everything, just looking at lower lows for a downtrend and looking at higher highs for an uptrend, that alone will go so much further than any indicator, any fundamental, any announcement, anything like that. Not saying that those things don't matter, but if they do matter, the price structure, the structure in the price is going to confirm that. So until the structure of the chart matches up with those bullish fundamentals, I'm just not interested in them, because I'm a trader. I don't really care. I'm just looking at trading the charts. Anytime I've done any back testing on Tradingview, I have always gone back and back tested charts, not what the news or what the headlines are saying. So it's a lot easier to keep a level head when you are simply just playing the charts for what they are and playing the numbers, basically. So guys, I think that's about all I wanted to go over today. Just a real quick one. Like I said, I have somewhere else I got to be, but I really just wanted to put this on your radar because I know that as we get bounces like this, if we end up bouncing back up to resistance, everyone's going to get FOMO again at resistance, as people like to do, because at resistance, the price always looks strongest. At support, it always looks the weakest. And that's really what screws with most traders. It's hard to rein in your emotions like that. And that's exactly why I love trading Fibonacci so much, because it keeps those emotions out of that. That's exactly why we need systematic trade setups that we can repeat over and over rather than trading on a gut feeling, you guys. But like I said, that's about all I wanted to go over. Just a very quick update for you guys. Try and be the voice of reason in this market and keep your emotions at bay. But yeah, so far, unfortunately, not a lot of good news for the bulls yet. It can absolutely happen at any time. It's just I have no interest in fighting this trend. I have no interest. If we get some sort of a structure break and we get some sort of a pullback, a STUBER setup, whatever, that's different. I don't mind taking that scalp or that trade, whatever. But to assume that we're going to all-time highs in the near future, that's just 100% hopium. There's literally nothing in the charts backing that up. And yeah, so I just wanted to bring up this new structure to your attention because we have a new lower low, just like we did in yesterday's stream. So guys, once again, if you do appreciate these live streams, if you're crushing it, if I've been helping prevent you from getting wrecked, if you've been actually absolutely printing based on some of these calls and some of this analysis, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. For those of you new here, do yourselves a favor, subscribe to the channel, because I just haven't seen too many people being all over this trend the way we have here. So yeah, hope to see you guys again shortly. I will likely be doing a stream tomorrow again. And like I mentioned, for those of you who are getting blindsided by this market and you just kind of need a bit of guidance, just looking at, seeing how I look at market structure, how I pull my fibs, some of my trade setup ideas, just my overall thoughts on the markets. You guys do yourselves a favor, scan that QR code on the screen or click the link in the description down below. And with that, thank you so much for being here with me once again. And yeah, stay safe, my friends. I'm out. Peace.